wipe away my tears, so sincere. Turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do. Wipe away my tears, so sincere. Turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do. Well, you can keep on talking, you're the only tears, so sincere. Turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do. Well, you can keep on talking. You would wipe away my tears, so sincere. Turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do.